Now we're going to answer some question about the times table that we filled out. It says, complete the table above by writing the correct products. We already did that. A product is an answer to a multiplication problem. Product. Okay, we already did that. B, examine the products or the answers. And how many times does 24 occur? Circle this number in the table. So every time we see a 24, we'll circle it. If I highlighted some earlier, I'm going to maybe not confuse my highlight. And remember, my highlight was any problems that I feel like I might still need to work on. Because even with a calculator or a times table, if we know our facts, it's going to be way quicker than having to look through the table or type this in a calculator every time. Okay, we're looking for 24s. Here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so 8 times 3 is 24, and 3 times 8 is 24. So these are almost the same times table facts, as well as 6 times 4 and 4 times 6. So we're going to answer the question. C says write down all the multiplication facts for 24. So we have 8 times 3 equals 24. Preferably, we're using a times dot because x's gets confusing once we go into solving equation. We have solving equations. We have 3 times 8. We have 6 times 4. And we have 4 times 6. Doesn't matter the order that we list these answers out, but we should have these 4 versions. Letter D says we're going to look and list the numbers that appear only once, and we're going to circle these numbers in the table. Now, appearing only once meaning we're ignoring these headers in the row in the column, so inside this table. And I'd like you to pause the video and just try to find, maybe there's a couple of these. See if you can't find 2 numbers, and I would suggest doing this in a pencil in case you make an error. Find 2 numbers that only appear once. And there's actually 6. So see if you can't find at least 2, and then unpause the video and compare them with the ones I found. All right, so let's go ahead and, I have an error in my table here. This should be 10 times 1 is 10. All right, so we're looking for numbers that only appear once. I'm going to color or circle these with a different color pen. 1 only appears once. 25 only appears once. Did you think of 49? 64. Ooh, I see a pattern here. 81 and 100. All right. So 1, 25, 49, 64, 81, and 100. All right. So let's list these out. They were on that diagonal, which is pretty cool. So we have 1, 25, 49, 64, 81, and 100. So we should have 2, 4, 6 numbers. Let's go back and double check that are circled. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that were circled in, it could have been in the same color, but for me it was in red. All right, now we are going to write down these multiplication facts for these numbers. And I think for each person's different, but I think a lot of people find most of these easy. 1 times 1 was 1. 5 times 5 equals 25. 6 times 6. Whoops, we actually didn't include that one. 7 times 7 is 49. 8 times 8. 9 times 9. And 10 times 10. And before we end this video, let's make a couple of little notes here. First off, I was making a little error there, and let's think about that error. Why aren't we including 6 times 6? Well, 6 times 6 is 36, but there is another times table fact that gets us 36, which is 9 times 4 or 4 times 9. And I was just started to get in the habit of listing out the numbers. You can see that actually 5 through 10 has most of the numbers, but we're missing 6 in there. Okay. These numbers are known as perfect squares. These are the numbers that we get when we take a number and multiply it times itself. And 6 times 6 is a perfect square, but it appears more than once, so we're not including it in these answers. So we got 1 times 1, 5 times 5, 7 times 7, 8 times 8, 9 times 9, and 10 times 10. Let's double check. We should have 6, 2, 4, and 6.